All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Iyabo. I think we covered this a few days ago. Some other aspect of it, I'm not sure. I don't remember. But Iyabo and Oga Polo's marriage blueprint. Let's talk about that. They have a blueprint. So we're still talking about family, right? Shout out to Iyabo. Shout out to her daughter who is getting in the middle of a whole series of events, celebrations of getting married to what's his name? Jukes, the kid from Tanzania, right? All right, so shout out to them. Pretty young too. Oh, she's young, but that ninja should be about 35 or so. So may God bless their marriage. But let's see what Iyabo has to share with us with regards to her blueprint for this thing called romantic love, right? Let's hear it.
Such a workaholic.
Okay.
Just like we are lying.
Please explain to us that relationship. We'll come to Paulo in a second, but because we understand why it's relationship. She's the partner. They come in, they go the weekend.
She travels.
Yeah, they travel together. They know each other's in-laws
every weekend.
So how is it with you? Do you guys have days you come to each other when you have days?
Okay, so for me, because of the way I work,
Yeah.
I'm such a workaholic.
Okay.
And he's also a workaholic.
Yeah.
That's Igbo man. He likes to work. For me, there are times I just want to be alone.
Yeah.
There are times that she just wants to what? She wants to be alone. Somebody say, wait, what? Why are you getting married? Well, by the way, she's not married. But they say that to people that they are married. Oh, by the way, as married people, sometimes we do like to be alone too. Just FYI. Yeah. That's why we have man cave. Okay. You guys think this is my studio. This is actually us. It's a big old open space. It's also my man cave, you know? And she has her own little corner too. So sometimes, yeah, even married people, this is not just, but she has a plan that she's going to share with us. Let's keep going.
So if I want to be alone, I pack my bag.
Pack your bag.
I go my house. Okay, baby. Bye-bye.
No quarrel.
Yes. No
because
quarrel.
he knows, he understands that. I can tell him I'll see you in 5 days. Okay. And then maybe after 3 days, I can appear again.
Wait, that's a very important part there, right? She said, I can tell you I'll see you in 5 days. But then in 3 days.
Babe, I go my house. Okay, baby. Bye-bye.
No quarrel.
No quarrel. Because he knows, he understands that. I can tell him I'll see you in 5 days. And then maybe after 3 days, I can appear again.
Wait, why? You said 5 days though. And as a matter of fact, you know, if life was happening and you're so busy, that should easily turn to 7 days, especially as Auntie Iyabo. That should easily turn to maybe even 10 days, right? But she said, in 3 days, I can now like, hello. That means she can knock and say, I'm back. What do you think is going on there? But wait. Let's continue.
And sometimes I'll take my 5 days. It depends on how busy, or even add 2 extra days. But we
there you go.
Because you understand, because even though we might not be together in the same place, we communicate a lot.
Yeah.
And him also, we pack his bag and say, baby, like last year, baby, I know they're around for like 7-8 months too. I did go work. You know, so I get my container for this. I get London this because he has businesses in Dubai, London, and America. And I have to go. Bye-bye. But anytime there's an open ticket for me.
Yes, you can always be
Somebody said open ticket. What do you mean? Is that some type of open marriage or something? What does this mean exactly? What I mean by open ticket? Does that mean you can knock on my door randomly whenever you feel like it and just come over without letting me know you're on your way home? What are we talking about here? What do you mean open ticket? Maybe she'll tell us more. Let's keep going. Everybody smile. They're so happy to hear that. T. They love it. Fantasies. Sounds like what? Sounds like freedom. You can just go and come as you will. By the way, gentlemen, women love to go and come as they will, right? And you have to allow them to do that. Now, I don't mean leaving your house completely and gone to God knows where and then coming. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying in general, they like to go and come as they will. And if you overreact to that or you don't know how to handle that, yeah, you're going to end up alone. But let's keep going.
Even
even his birthday, I was supposed to fly, but I couldn't because of my movie promotion. Like, there's an open ticket anytime, any day. I can fly down to go and see him. And if I don't go, he understands that I'm busy.
But if he proposes to you, will you marry him?
Stop. Pause. That's a good question, Murayo. Not so quick. Before we get to that question, let me come to the chat. Thank you, Marriott. I appreciate the reminder. This is your view, ladies. Amiable. They love gist too much, don't we? We love gist too now. I love gist. I love gist with my wife. Yeah. Good day, Mr. Dayo. Good to see you, Mr. Dayo. Jum says, at this our age and our man's age, companionship is great, especially they've had decades of their lives and achievements apart. Are you saying companionship is not great when you're 21, 22, 23? What do you mean? What's her name? What's the name of the daughter? I forgot her name now. I did a whole show here on her. Anyway, Iyabo Joe's daughter, right? And Jukes, right? Are you saying Prissy, right? Priscilla. Yeah, Priscilla. Are you saying that Priscilla doesn't need companionship? Instead, she needs marriage? And which one are you saying? Is it one or the other? Jim, help me out. Are you saying it's one or the other? Why can't you have two? Me, I like to have my cake and eat it too, by the way. Me personally, that's just how I'm built. Yes. What do you mean? I mean exactly what I mean. I like to have my cake and eat it too. I don't know if you've noticed. This is the interview. UB was not having it. UB, who's UB? Open ticket is not open marriage, oh. No, it's not. So what is it? You can open everything up now. You be open ticket ni. You say I'm back, bitches. Today's live show is very interesting. Matter of proceed, kudos. Shout out to you, Epsiba. Shout out to you. Yeah, so they asked a very, very important. Shout out to you, Latu. I see you, Latu. They asked a very, very important. Of course, Uncle Beno. Sorry, that should have been obvious. Uncle Beno, Jerry. So Uncle Beno said what? It was not having it, so he covered it, right? Which part wasn't it having? Explain. Anyway, is this an open ticket, open marriage, or is it partially open? What are we talking about here, right? I mean, it's just the paperwork that she doesn't want to do. She didn't tell us yet, but Morayo is asking. Shout out to the ladies of Your View and TVC. Morayo is asking a very important question. Let's go back a little bit.
Even his birthday, I was supposed to fly, but I couldn't because of my movie promotion. Like, there's an open ticket anytime, any day. I can fly down to go and see him. And if I don't go, he understands that I'm busy.
But if he proposes to you, will you marry him?
We don't want marriage.
Wait, that's not the question, no. What's the appropriate answer for that? That should be either yes or no, or you say yes or no and you explain, or you explain first and give me a yes or no. That's not the question.
I'm busy.
But if he proposes to you, will you marry him?
If he proposes to you, would you marry him? Wait, we're talking to you, auntie. Wait, relax. If he proposes to you, would you marry him? You, if he comes randomly out of nowhere and proposes to you, would you marry him? Okay, this is the question. Auntie Iyabo should be about 48, 49, 50, or 55. Something like that. I don't know how old she is. Somewhere between 45 and 55. Right? So, at her age, she could make any choice that she wants. I get that. But this question is very simple. And she's on the show. And we want answers. Okay? The answer needs to be straightforward. All right.
Open ticket anytime, any day. I can fly down to go.
Open
and see
ticket.
him. And if I don't go, he understands that I'm busy.
But if he proposes to you,
of course she's busy. If she proposes to you, would you what?
Will you marry him?
Will you marry him?
We don't want marriage.
No, there's only one type of question or two type of question answers you can get. If somebody get on their knees and they say, "Will you marry me?" Right? You can also say, "Will you keep quiet?" Is this a form of "Will you keep quiet"? Is she the one saying, I don't see myself with this guy for the long term? Because on a normal day, okay, most girl child, she is a girl child. There's a girl child somewhere in there. One day, they would like the the Prince Charm, to say, will you marry me? They can't wait for that. So what happened? Wait. Oh, it's time and age. She's somewhere between 45 and 55. So the answer is no longer straightforward. This life. This life will show you shaggy.
Sorry.
Simple question. We can't get a yes or no.
We just don't want marriage.
It's not we. Who doesn't want marriage? It's one person. There's one person that doesn't want marriage. There's only one person in control of this decision. What do you mean, Ola? Two people cannot agree? Yes, it's called agreement. After one person proposes something and the other person agrees, it goes with one way first. Who is in control of this conversation? That's what I want to know. Who is in control? You say, Ola, you're nosy. Yes, I am. She's my auntie Iyabo, right? She's good people. I want to know. I want her to be protected. I want her to be covered. Okay? So I want to know if it's Oga Paulo that's not doing the needful. That's what I want to know. Because there's a way we do things. After all, our daughter, who is almost half of her age, is getting married. And they're doing all of the scenario. Okay, but she's older. She's had experience. Okay, that's exactly what I am saying. She's had experience. This life, the way this life, they chew us up. Anyhow, Sha. It's not fair. This life is not fair. Simple yes or no. You can't get a simple yes or no. The answer to that will definitely be a hell yeah. Tia said that will be a hell yeah. What do you mean? She will be super duper happy. Said, we don't want marriage. Wait. Chie, are you saying by any chance? Because I'm not going to be the one to say, are you saying that she's capping?
Stop the cap.
Is that what you're saying right now, Chinye? Because it's a simple yes or no. How come we're getting explanations? Let's continue.
That's another difference.
What's the difference?
There's difference.
You're committed to take your bag and go for 6 months. Because you see why
she can still do that. There's the young lady, Miss Sherry Lee Raff, the actress, American actress. She was in Nigeria not too long ago, at Ghana not too long ago. She was talking about, that she's been married for 25 years and they have 2 separate homes because somebody is in Hollywood and somebody is a senator in Pennsylvania, right? It's possible, and the work can create that, but to deliberately say, we just don't want marriage. Yeah, I'm calling cap. I'm calling cap. Sorry. Let's see. She didn't answer the question. No, Marriott, she did not answer the question. She is so smitten by him. As long as they are happy, what is your own? Me, let me show you my face. I am the Greyfiller in this story. I want to know the answer to that question. You hear me? I want to know the answer to that question. What would you say if he proposed?
You're committed to take your bag and go for 6 months. Because you see why
take your bag and go for 6 months. Every woman who has ever been married will go through a phase. They fantasize about this idea that you can just pick your bag and just be gone for 6 months. Nobody is chasing after you, right? But why are they what phase are they going through that's making them fantasize about that? I'll let you be the judge of that.
I want that question. Let have a call. I want that question. Hello, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to the ladies.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the show, sir. Go ahead, please.
I have been listening to you, and I want to say that it's like your view. You are emphasizing on the issue of breakup, separation, and all that.
The African man has entered the chat. He said you are emphasizing on the issue of breakup and what?
I don't think on the issue of breakup, separation.
Breakup and separations, you are emphasizing on it. You know how you say something silently to some people and suddenly they start to feel threatened that you're talking at them, or you're trying to encourage their worst nightmare. A man's worst nightmare is that he gets dumped by his wife. Tofeni Shuloka. Okay? Even if he hasn't been right by her. I'm sorry. I told you earlier, I like to have my cake and eat it too. Okay, so don't blame my brothers. That sound like that man already felt threatened. Let's see what else is going to say.
I don't think this is proper. What is the ideal will of God for whether you are a Christian?
What is the ideal will of God? Interesting.
Whether you are a Muslim, what is God's ideal purpose for marriage? Our forefathers, we never heard of divorce, separation.
Our forefathers, we never heard of divorce. These people are undefeated, I swear. First of all, our forefathers didn't need to divorce. It wasn't needed. Okay, our forefathers got dumped too, sometimes for the strongest man in the society, in the community. Sometimes they cover up the shame. Sometimes they stole other people's wives after the person can't perform. They also committed all type of atrocities. You see, human beings are not your mates. Human being was not born yesterday. Our forefathers, they just didn't write it on paper. They also went through divorce. But let him continue. Let him continue.
Why? Today, we have allowed social media, internet, television,
and Iyabo
all this confusion into our lives. All that we are discussing. My mother never had all these problems.
That's your mother.
She didn't mean she was 100% happy.
Aha, she said, how's your mother? Wait, what? That's some shade.
Discussing. My mother never had all these problems.
That's your mother.
She didn't mean
Oh, she said, that's your mother. Even worse. She said, that's your mother, ninja. That's your mother.
Everything I do, I will.
She said, that's your mother. Your mama. Like, why are we talking about me and your mama in the same sentence? Crazy. Let's keep
she
going.
was 100% happy with my father. They had a way of settling things, and they were always together until death do them part. Even when they were not Christians. But today we claim to be Christians.
Maybe your father was not violent.
Muslim.
She said, maybe your father was not violent. She's injecting something there. Say, hey, slow down.
Yes, we can't keep marriage.
She's already told us now, right there, that she's experienced some type of violence. She's saying that already. Before we continue. So, if a woman between 45 55 has been married before and suddenly she values companionship, it does not mean she does not value marriage, okay, or whatever we call marriage. It does not mean she does not value that, okay, but she will attempt, she will do everything in her power to not show you that, of course, because but she still value companionship. Doesn't mean she does not value marriage, but it's not that label. The label is not on the forefront for her. Now, why is it that any normal human being cannot really understand that? Because you need her to say violence first.
We are full of pride. That's why we cannot submit to our husband. Husband cannot
She said that's why we can't submit to our husband. Obsession.
love their wife as
By the way, ladies, make sure you're married to a person you can submit to. It's a beautiful thing, okay? But if you already conclude that you can't submit, trust me, there's a reason. It's not your decision. It's not a decision. You need to seek the help that you need, okay? If it's not safe, you're not going to submit. It's really that simple.
God expects. And so all you have is separation, and all that. And you're talking about the effect on children and all the rest of that. See, I expect you women to think of how we can go back to how our forefathers did this thing.
The Baba said, no, forget 2025. Through 2025. Let's go back to 1960. I could tell that man right there that's talking is about 61.5 years old.
Problem.
I give
So
you the
that
floor.
our society will better off.
Thank you very much,
People who
sir.
brought up children are creating problems in our society.
Yeah.
I don't have
Okay, I
time
want to
for
say
you
something.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody wants to say something. Yeah, whatever. We're not going to shame our brothers. They are also speaking from a real place of pain. Okay? But we will correct them in love. Okay? First of all, if you have to ask for submission, Baba,
Everything I do, I will.
could it work? I'm sorry. Could it work? If you have to ask for submission, could it work? Something else is wrong at a deeper level, Baba. Women don't decide to submit. They naturally submit. Forget women. Even us. Okay? If you know somebody is responsible for food on your table, do you not submit? So leave that thing alone. If they have no value that they bring to the table, of course you cannot submit. So this thing is so simple, it's complicated at the same time, But everybody wants to say something. Before they say something, let me come to the chat. Uncle Dara says, I'm sure if Paulo is on the hot seat to answer the same question, the answer will be different. He might even be the same. He might even try to protect her, but it will still be cap.
Stop the cap.
Whatever answer he gives will still be cap. Because Paulo is a good guy. I've seen just from this on the screens, right, that he will do anything to protect her. They love each other, but it looks like they're coming from a special place. So we must give them time. When they both go past their hurts from their previous marriage, they will agree to marry. Every woman at some point is going to they're going to need that security. It's just, if they're healthy, they're gonna need that sense of security. Somebody said, but is it not paper? Yeah, just like we create ceremonies out of everything, we make it official, right? Even something as stupid and simple as green card, as stupid as simple as a driver license, as stupid as simple as your business, we put ceremony behind them. We get certificates, as simple as the certification at your job. How much more your whole life? Trust me. Just trust me. Every normal human being, there's a reason why the thing is so popular for all the centuries. It is not you that will change it. There are exceptions to every rule, of course. Also, their business encourages companionship because of constant traveling. So it encourages them to be free to do whatever they want. Is that what you're saying? Is this an open marriage, Jim? I think Jim is trying to tell us something. Is this an open marriage? Is that what we're talking about here? I'll take Iyabo's relationship over the marriages the other women have described on that show in the past. What other women? Them? The host of the show? Oh, because trust me, okay? Human beings, companionship, there's no rules. There's no rules to obey. There's a reason why a person is saying gongo or it must be companionship, no marriage. There's a reason. Trust me, it's not a good reason. I just want to guarantee you that just trust. On the surface, it sounds good. It sounds like freedom. But as you know, freedom is not always what most people consider to be freedom is actually not good. Okay. Freedom is, in reality, is the freedom to do the right thing, not freedom to do anyhow. That's not what you want, because remember, other human beings are involved. If you give people the freedom to do anyhow, yourself, at some point, so when we do a lot, you go collect.
Sorry.
You thought that's what you wanted until you find out that we read you a lot. Trust me, that's not what you want. But let's keep going. So whatever it looks like when people are within the confinement of marriage, companionship, you can't compare the two because there's nothing on the other one. Marriage is actually something that you can work on. You actually have something you can work on. Companionship, like, what is that? And by the way, newsflash, a good marriage comes with companionship. And they say women are emotional. Bumi is dragging that man. Leave that man alone. He's also speaking from a special place. There's plenty divorce in my own culture. They just left. That's it. They just leave. It's always been that way. You cannot tie human beings down. That's the other side of what I'm saying. So if you think you can use marriage certificates to tie people down, it can't happen. But that certificate represents it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Not only that it might sound like I'm forcing people to do it, somebody is going to feel a sense of lower security if they don't get it. At least one of them is going to feel that at some point, and they're going to ask for it, and you're going to be like, but we had this conversation. We never wanted this type of, we don't want to be tied. What do you don't want to be tied down, but you want an open ticket to come to Houston anytime?
You doing what?
What do you mean? Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's gonna get hurt. I know. See, the idea is that we don't want to get hurt, and we're using every dagger, every ammunition. We're pulling it out. Gen Z, the woke, so that we can protect ourselves. The best way to protect yourself is to work on yourself so that you don't attract junk, nonsense from other past relationships. Okay? But somebody is going to ask for a ceremony and a certificate at some point. Something's going to happen, and they're going to be like, is it because they might not say it in those exact words, but there's a reason why people make things official. Just know that and know peace. See how Iyabo is looking. Like, what kind of lunatic is this? Let's ask the mother. Stories go full ground. Every day, everyone submit. Ignore all other verses in the chapter. Everyone submit. That's a fact. I told you. Everyone submits. Tiwa is on our way back to normalcy. Who is Tiwa? Who is Tiwa? That's how I confirm all the Christians demanding submission don't read the chapter in the Bible. All they focus on is what they heard. Let me tell you something. Even Pastor K has a twist on that. He said the submission was not for women. The part where they say submit, that it wasn't about marriage. But all that is, married me and all that is semantics. We can just look around us and we'll see how life works, right? Short term, long term. Long term, somebody is going to ask for some type of black and white commitment. You see, that one thing you can't have is what somebody is going to ask for at some point. And it will shock you, right? It will shock you now. You'll be like, wait, we had this conversation. Why are you backpedaling? And that will be an effective argument in that relationship.
He shock you.
But I accept what Auntie Iyabo said. After all, we can't tell her what to do. Bumi is catching us. Say that comment is old. It's a matter of time. OP, heartbreak is imminent. Yeah. Time will tell. Time do tell, doesn't it? Right? Let me see if they say anything more. Remember, they want to talk to that uncle. Leave the uncle alone. The uncle that's asking for submission from strangers. Leave him alone. But let's hear what they have to say about that.
I do want to respond to him. So, number one, maybe he was lucky to have a father that was not violent. Mm-hmm. And so, obviously, if there are other things, because when you take violence away and you take, some emotional trauma away, neglect. So maybe you had a good dad. And we still have marriages who they are still together till tomorrow because either the two spouses are perfect for each other. So you cannot project that on other people. You cannot say a woman who's been battered day and night. Even some men get battered otherwise. Do you understand?
Now, to be, she's making some very, very good point. I think she has the right. She doesn't need to be asking for marriage from Paulo. It's Paulo's decision if he wants to marry or not. Okay? If he wants to step up as a man and do the needful. If you're going to take somebody's daughter, I don't care what age she is, at least she must make the offer. And by the way, she says she doesn't want to marry you. That's a telltale sign, Baba. She doesn't see you long term. Okay? All right? But this is actually Paulo's decision, not her decision. So if she said we don't want marriage, yes, I'm calling cap on that, but not necessarily.
Stop the cap.
Not her fault, okay? Not her fault, because it's actually the man's job to propose, right? At least based on the culture where I come from, and obviously Oga Paulo. So I'll just leave it at that. Maybe she could say something like, "Well, that's not up to me. Ask Oga Paulo when you see him." Now, a strong man will not take that as pressure. They say, "I'll do the needful at the right time." A weak man will say, just squeeze their face like this. But anyway, the point here is that it's okay that she says whatever she wants. She's the lady. She doesn't need to make an decision here, but I'm calling cap on it. And it's to me, they don't have to rush anything. Okay, they don't have to rush anything. If they're not sure yet, if Oga Paulo is not sure yet, that's perfectly fine. But it's not sure yet. But at some point, people want to lock in. Somebody said, well, what about Oprah? What?
Stop the cap.
Do you have an Oprah in your family? Why are we talking about Oprah? I'm sorry. Oprah Bitibawo. Kill me. Would you advise your son to marry an Oprah? What kind of question is that? There's nothing wrong with Oprah, but that's a special situation. Don't bring that up into what we're talking about here. All right. Let's see here. Let me come to the comment. I finished that. I think I have one more story. Do I have one more story? I think so. Yeah. Please, with the accent. What accent am I speaking? Was I speaking a white girl accent? Don't shame my accent. Okay? It's not every time we will come and buy ourselves with makeup. Definitely, sis. My comment is about her reaction to the lunatic man. Yeah, I remember that. Oprah is never leaving Stedman or Gil. Yeah, exactly. So why are we bringing them up in this conversation? Marriott, you're wrong. That last two words is shade as usual. Marriott, your level of shade is another. All right, so let's move on to the next story. Look at somebody who showed up. Good evening. Let's see what you people are talking about tonight. Look at you coming here like 3, 5, 6 months later and talk about what we're talking about. But welcome, my brother. Good to see you, gracious greatness. I'm laughing. Area Agrita Lofuna. Welcome. Let's move on to the next story. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Let's talk about Ali Baba. Ali Baba. And I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.